Welcome everybody, and so pleased today to be able to introduce you to our designer director, Nazanin. Nazanin's been with us for 5 years, and we love the way that Nazanin gets inside the soul of our customers and reveals beautiful designs that please them for the generations to come. She also is our head designer and is in charge of all of the new collections that we produce. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Nazanin.
Hello, thank you. Thanks for coming. We supposed to talk about two things, which one of them was how a collection happens. And that was a question I got. I was asked the other day. Sorry, my grammar sometimes can be this side or that side, but I'll show you all are talented. You will work it out what I say. So one thing I get a lot of questions about when I design a collection or a ring or something is, how did you think about it? Even my jeweler sometimes like, how did you think about this? Where did it came from? And I'm like, it doesn't happen in a day. The day I started for Jared working, he said, I want you to design the stories for me. And I was like, well, that's good, because I am a story-based teller, poetic kind of person. I don't say poems, but I adore them. They just inspire me and things like that. So then, depending on really the life events and what is happening, like it's just an artistic theme coming and creating art, any kind of art really around us. And I do that bit on my side. Like we did design, we made this happen this year. Jared gave me a 0.80 carat pink diamond, which I was so happy having it actually on my department. And he said, create a beautiful piece. I was like, well, I'm good at that. I can do that. That is a picture of people hugging each other, if you can see. When I say it, you will see it probably better, because I don't believe in exactly having a feature in somewhere. I believe in symbolizing. So last year when we were all in the houses, all of a sudden they said nobody see the other one. So many of us felt lonely and sad, and anxiety hit everybody. And I'm an artist in my own side, started painting. And I started painting, which Jared asked me to bring the paintings, but actually I have a very flying memory. But I created some people in loneliness, which they have wings. I was symbolizing us as people who have wings. We can fly, we can get out of this, but we just need kindness, touches, hugs. Even us hugging each other, because I was trying in that loneliness, trying to find out what is the healing to this. And I found that hugging heals, even if you hug yourself. But we obviously are lucky if we have somebody else in the company. But that feeling will bring so much happening in surviving, and pandemic and COVID and everything happened showed us that we really need to love ourselves, number one, and then gift it to others. And then I had some pre-sketches always, like that was a family for me. A father or a mother and the kids around them, they're just hugging each other. They were all taken from us for a long time. And then those who didn't have it, they even felt it again. Those who had it, they just understood the other ones who never have it. And then obviously we have partners and friends and things that in different shapes we hug each other and we love each other. So then this collection happened, which at the moment two of the masterpieces are out. One is the one you guys tried. And I've designed that pear cut in a way that you actually show it like that. Where is the ring?
Oh, I don't know.
So You wear this ring, I take this one out so it's distracting. We wear this ring like that. It's a person in the middle, it's a 0.80 carat dark pink. I know it's pricey as well, but gives a message. It's like you put a big motto every morning on your phone, a reminder, something in Facebook, to do this, do that, be kind. And for me, this person in the middle is symbolizing that sad person. The other things around it is all those hugs and touches. These two sides are, imagine we connect these two sides that are like that, and they will hug each other. And we show it like that. Means I am that person who can give you that kindness. Well, I have an expensive ring too, but that can help. But these are the big pieces. The smaller ones will eventually come to the collection. And then we design, I have another one that is yellow diamond in it. So that is the story of how a collection happens. A lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of tears, a lot of, and then an artwork comes. But we will eventually make smaller pieces of it as well.
It's incredible.
Takes time.
It's a masterpiece.
It's lucky Jared give me time and freedom to just go and just discover these stories really.
So maybe you might explain how the elements of this then transfer to down into collections.
Well, in every collection that I design, I have to minimal these elements to be able to manufacture it, and then eventually I will use those elements. The masterpieces are the hardest one to manufacture. This is all the story that I create a pretty picture, but then I give it to the team and I'm like, I want it to happen. So that doesn't happen easy. I have a big, when I'm drawing lines, I have this big mountain of support behind me to make that features and elements happens. And sometimes they are like, can you make this simpler? No, no. And then when I started working for Jared and William, that are the big team here supporting all the staff and the company, they told me, you draw, we make it happen. And to be honest, it has happened. Then, yes, in manufacturing limits some details, but eventually they have made the hardest things happening in them. And then we take the elements like that hug or an engagement ring will eventually come under this specific collection. Or we did an eagle collection. It was inspired by eagle and flying and poems. And now all the smaller pieces are coming out that public can, like everybody can put it on.
So a bit like, the way I explain it is like a catwalk in Paris, come off of some sort of flowery, ridiculous, over the top piece, and then that elements of those things, the tactile bits, the colours, the fabrics, they get, they become more and more relevant to people and make them sort of smaller collections. But you can see that there's a large picture there on the wall of this ring, and you can see all the various faces of the individuals up there, and so that sort of will find its way into earrings and pendants, and but in smaller and more affordable things, very much like the S class of a Mercedes transfers down through to the classes. So start with your masterpiece, then create all your collection around there from that, and that usually happens over, in our case, 1 to 2 years. Yeah.
Well, if each company or designer and will choose a way of getting their exclusive range out, and that is what Jared just explained, is how we chose to do it. So, and it's working perfectly because I am actually, even in my paintings, I'm a person who can paint on a big canvas. So creating it from a master, then discovering the elements better and better, bit by bit, and there will be little changes sometimes, but in fact the ink of the start will continue in the whole collection, so many people can enjoy it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Are there any questions for Nazanin regarding any?
When did you begin designing jewellery?
Wow, that's Not mentioning my age, okay? Well, I have a master in industrial design. But when I started studying design, I found that women industry never dies because happy women, happy word. So jewellery, for me, jewellery was started with making. I was very young, maybe 20-ish thing, and I started with more of those, obviously the big pieces symbolizing exactly what is happening now. So, but then the jewelers couldn't make it. Then I started, at the same time I was studying my bachelor and master. I think went to my jeweler was like, what you've drawn cannot be made. I said, I'll make it myself. So then I went, and then after a bit I said, all right, what are you talking about? Because making it is not easy at all. Yeah. So it's been a big journey of 20-something years really for me to get to, I got all those certificates and things needed and experiences behind it to know, to understand the jeweler, the clients and users, the feelings, the art behind it, and the future of it, because it's not the moment for us, it's not the moment you buy. I tell always to my clients that I say, I'm like, Adelaide is a small city. I want in 10 years time I see you walking past me, you say, she gave me a good, I still like it. It's a motto, like I have this ring, it's my dude, when I was pregnant on my daughter, and I was very feared of losing her. And I never take this off even in a playground. It always symbolizes me to watch her, she's my treasure. You know, everybody takes it through something else, but jewelry is very close to us. Yeah. Changes to a piece of us. It's like you don't, I don't wear this, I feel like one of my fingers is not there.
Yeah. I can't take mine off either. Like literally. Yeah, never in the shower, never when I put tan on. I just shuffle them, I don't like taking them off.
No, I didn't shower to take them off, the wear and tear goes I have to pay for repair.
And we can help you with that too.
He's right. You're good at it.
Well, are there any other questions for Nazanin?
Do you ever have a gemstone
Yes.
that you then design around, or is it really the concept before you even see the stones?
You know, absolutely. It's that is actually a part I like as well. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I have a story. Sometimes I'm just painting at home, and Jared gives me a stone, and I'm like, you two are for each other. Like that is actually how this happened. He gave me the 0.80 carat pink diamond, and I'm like, so rare, goodness. It needs to get connected to my very deep feelings. So yes, but I'll be given stones, and sometimes these stones are inspiring themselves. Like we have a couple of them now.
Yeah, we've got a beautiful sapphire at the moment, which we'll be working away at.
They have a beautiful opal in hand.
Opals and things too. So yeah, I think what I like watching Nazanin, what she does that's different to jewellery designers that I've met over the years, and we've had lots of people, and I design myself, is that if she's speaking with a client, she gets to the heart of the matter. She draws out of the client why they're there. Why are they doing this? And it might be because they're celebrating someone who's passed away or whatever. And she digs right down into the soul of the people, and then finds a way to represent that, and it adds so much more meaning to the piece. It really brings it to life. People become very much invested into that piece far more than the intrinsic value of it. There's this other value deep inside. And people say to me, what do you do for a living? They say, you sell jewellery. I said, no, I deal in sentiment, because anybody comes in here, they might have $100 ring, but it means the world to them. Design gets right down into the soul, and I always get fascinated when I watch Nazanin bringing that out of the customers. So much so that most of these consults now are in a very private room, because people reveal so much that, I don't know, you wouldn't normally see, because it is so personal. So it's great to see it when it turns into a physical piece and you see people get overawed by it. It's terrific.
Yeah, and I feel lucky that people share those stories, and I keep them and I put them. Sometimes the stores are like, he was crying I said, did he pay as well? Like, yeah, I said, so he's happy. So it wasn't, what did you give me after all this time? It's been like, that's all this time waiting worth it.
And as soon as you add that emotional aspect to that piece of jewellery, it's absolutely timeless. So they're going to have forever.
Yeah,
Not value but forever.
And not only that, we know that when families receive jewellery from their parents or whatever, the kids only really value the jewellery that the parent valued. And all the other stuff will just get sold or, swapped or whatever. But the pieces that, the mum really loved, that tends to go down through the generations.
Yeah. No, we designed from I had like bespokes that the grandma was there, the mum was there, the kids were there. I asked her to bring her kids, the younger ones too. Because there was a ring symbolizing continuing the family, and the stone was 100-year-old, but didn't worth much. But we were designing around, and then all these 3 generations sat there, and we designed something for family too, and it continues. We all finish with continuing what we have left, thought-wise, and jewelry is one of those like that you leave, and it is like that. It's me. Want to go through the next generation.
Well, thank you. Thanks everybody for coming along. We really appreciate it. We'd love you to stick around and have some more champagne, have a wander through, try some stopping if you like. And it's been really great. Thank you, Nazanin.
No, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Please
Thanks for
stick
staying.
around and have a chat to us if you have the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.